Can't believe this. Like, you can't give me one pair of shoes after all I've done for these people? Is this a big ask?
B Daddy. What's up, man?
I feel like I don't have the juice anymore. Like,
What are you talking about?
someone's not, like, they won't hold me down on one pair of shoes. I feel.
You talking about shoes
I feel
right now?
parched.
Shoes?
Are you thirsty?
Yeah, I'm thirsty. I need the shoes.
Well, you know what you need to do.
What?
Obey your.
Hey, whoa, wait. I got something for him.
Is it gonna help me
I
get
got
the
you.
shoes? Do me a favor, scratch my back. I'll scratch yours. How about you scratch me? No.
Do it.
You're thirsty, right?
Are you for real?
Don't forget your straw.
Should we get a straw?
It's America, baby.
That's a full size. That's a full size. She want every color. That's a full size.
Hello to every single member of the FS Army watching across the world. Of course, I'm your co-host, Brendan Dunne.
I'm at Welty.
Woo! Trinidad James, baby. Let's
And
get it.
we have with us here today for our season 13 premiere, Grant Hill. He is an NBA Hall of Famer. He is a lifetime Fila athlete, and his new memoir, Game, is out now.
Yes, sir.
Grant, how are you feeling?
I've officially made it. I'm here with you guys. We'll talk sneakers.
Yeah, all
we'll
the
talk
other
game.
accolades
Let's get it.
didn't
get
mean
into it,
anything
man.
compared
Yeah.
to
We're gonna
this.
get into it, man, for real.
Season premiere. We're going to talk about the shoes we're wearing first. Welty, what do you got on feet?
Shout out to a good friend of the program, Derek Curry, wearing the Sneaker Politics A6 Gel Light 3, the Memorial Day pair. Really
Great
good
shoe.
shoes. I like them.
Great shoe, Welty. Guys, for all my own work fans out there, first of all, I'm rocking my own shoe. These are called the Lunch Pails. If you're in LA, June 19th, come to the pop-up. June 22nd, we're dropping on onwork.com, and June 29th, they're gonna be dropping worldwide in stores online, but I'm rocking my own shoes, the Lunch Pails. Boom, our third colorway. Super blessed, our first cut and sew piece on my body. I'm feeling real good, guys. You see the outfit, I'm with Grant Hill. You know, we outside, baby, what you talking about? Let's get it.
I like that. You got your own shoe, man. That's
Man.
not many people can say that.
Hey, look, hey, I'm
Working
just trying
on
to
it.
follow in the footsteps, brother.
Yeah. Well, I got on the GH2 Pucks, and this is a collaboration with Tupac and his estate, and these will be out in the fall. There's merchandise right now at the Tupac Museum in LA, and so obviously that iconic image of him wearing my GH2s on his All Eyes on Me cover shoot booklet. Yeah. So shout out to the late great Tupac, and that's what I'm wearing.
Beautiful. I got on Reeboks today. Some wood grain grip in the Eames joints, classic leather. So
That was a hard.
that's how I feel.
That was a hard Brendan Dunne.
Grant, I'm sure you don't have to buy too many sneakers, but what's the most regrettable sneaker purchase you've ever made that you remember?
Back in the day, I'm gonna bring one out. I don't even know if they're still around, but Spot Built.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
sucking it.
oh, I'm sorry, man. I bought some Spot Built basketball shoes in
Xavier
8th grade,
Yeah.
and that was just I don't know if Now I will say this: my foot size grew from 13 to 15 when I was 13 years old.
So
You were
one
busting out
school
the
year.
spot belts.
So I don't know if it was the shoe or just the fit
Okay.
wasn't right. I don't think I've bought shoes probably since '94.
What a life.
And,
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah,
30
life's
years
been
later.
good, man. I remember the last shoe I bought. We can get into that, but I remember the last sneaker I bought before I had my own shoe deal. So my senior year, it was the first year at Duke that we wore Nikes. Prior to that, Coach K, they had everybody wearing Adidas. And so, and at the time, Adidas wasn't hot. Like, we wore these torsions. I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
that. And so they weren't really comfortable. They weren't hot. Adidas, I think, had a little renaissance of sorts since then. But so we switched to Nike, and I didn't like the Nikes that we had. 5 games left in the regular season. I went to a Foot Locker in Durham and bought these. I guess they were the David Robinsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of straps.
Yep.
Everybody on the team thought that Nike sent those for me. And so I just played with it. I was like, but I
Got these
I went ahead and
exclusives.
paid
Come
for them.
on, man.
So we had a run all the way to the finals and lost to Arkansas, but I was wearing those, and that was the last. And then that summer I signed a shoe deal, so that was the last
That's
time I bought a
crazy.
pair.
Let's talk sneaker news. The first piece of sneaker news we want to discuss is the 1985 Air Jordan 1 Chicago coming back for another time. This is in a reimagined style. They got the crackled leather on there, which I don't love, but I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm definitely buying these. Grant, did you ever own the first Jordans back in the 80s?
I did.
Yeah.
But I had the black. Was it, I guess, the black and red? I had the, he had the two.
Yeah.
colorways.
Was it a big deal for you to get those?
Yeah, I bought them 85. We bought them in Lexington, Kentucky. And we went to the Final Four, my dad and I.
You and your pops.
We found a shoe store and they had a pair of Jordans then. I remember I thought I was fly because I was the only one, 8th grade, that was rocking them. Yeah, so I remember. Those were classic.
Next bit of sneaker news, speaking of Nike, Phil Knight, Nike co-founder, very rich man, wants to spend some of his money and buy the Portland Trailblazers. The only thing is that Trailblazers say they're not for sale.
I think intention is what matters. Why do you want to buy it? I mean, obviously, it could be a million different reasons why somebody would want to buy it, but I think that the reason why they would deny them is maybe because of a branding issue, doesn't match the story with what they got going on with the Trailblazers. It's kind of random.
I'll say this, look, I'm obviously a great visionary, a sports marketing genius, Phil Knight, and he's in Portland. Or, you know, and so I get it. He's a billionaire. He's got all the money to buy the team, but their star player, Damian Lillard, is Adidas.
Get him to wear Nike.
And so that I was like, interesting. I saw that. I was like, that'll be interesting to see that whole dynamic. Obviously, Adidas has I guess they have a headquarters there as well in that area. But you see what he's done for Oregon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a Ducks fan. I'm saying, Phil Knight, just focus on that. We need to focus on the Ducks getting a championship. Don't get all, lost in this other stuff. Just, like, focus on that until we see that through.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, I have a funny Phil Knight story that was it, and I put in my book. When I was coming out of college, he was talking, this was 1994, he was talking then about the Far East and trying to penetrate that market. And so he had this idea of, like, having me at the Great Wall of China via satellite for the NBA draft.
I don't know if they have YouTube in China, so they can't see this, so we're good.
And sort of like opening up the floodgates, if you will. And I'm like, I want to be in New York. I want to be there with I want to be over here. But anyway, I ended up going with Fila and had the chance to go over there a lot, starting in '96 all the way to 2000, going to Japan, Korea, Thailand. I had my Trinidad James, Michael Jackson moment, like in the Far East. Like I would go over there and there would be thousands of people.
And they all know your stats. They all know everything about you. Yeah.
And it was like the craziest thing. Like I had a certain level of celebrity, but anyway, it was just an interesting time. And you brought that up with Phil Knight. Like I remember he was thinking about that in 1994.
I've been able to read a few chapters of your book. I love your mom and your pops. What is your earliest sneaker memory? Like when did sneakers matter for you? You've been a ball player and an athlete for a very long time, coming from a household where your pops is who he is, and then, well, the general is who she is. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when did sneakers matter for you?
I think it's interesting. Like, I think when I got into sneakers is when I kind of got into basketball. Early 80s, 80, 81, I remember like the top 10 Adidas.
Yeah.
Like that was the shoe. And then, Nike was kind of bubbling a little bit. I remember they had the Iceman poster.
George Gervin joint.
George Gervin and
Converse a little bit, Cons.
Oh yeah, I mean,
right.
like Dr. J, Magic Johnson, those guys. So, and then like Fila was interesting because at that time I associated Fila. I'm talking about early '80s. Yeah. With tennis, and beyond board. And I remember I used to try to play tennis.
Right.
I want to take it back to those Duke days real quick. Were you guys hyped when you switched from Adidas to Nike?
Yeah, so it was interesting. So we just lost to Jason Kidd and Cal in '93, and we're flying home from Chicago. Coach K comes up to me and my roommate, Tony Lang. He's like, "You guys will be the captains next year. I just want to let you know we're switching from Adidas to Nike." Okay. Like we were like, we just lost a game. We were like,
right. That was a picking up.
Right.
But because the Adidas at the time, like, and Adidas has become, they've obviously changed and what have you. But at the time, it just felt like it was an inferior shoe.
Tell us about signing that original contract to Fila. What was that like?
It was crazy. Like it was crazy the idea that you would have your own signature shoe. And we're sitting in a boardroom conference. I still remember we were eating crab cakes, and they were the best crab cakes I ever had. But then they had the proposal, and they had, I think, Jamal Mashburn, who was a year ahead of me, and just kind of went through like the whole, presentation, and they were gonna have my signature shoe and commercial shoots, and they were gonna put, really make an effort here. And then the money and all of it was like, this is a no-brainer. I'm still a little bit 30 years later, almost 30 years later, like in disbelief.
It's still holding up. Like,
well, that's crazy too. That's what's crazy too. Is
that's what it's about.
But it was special when it happened. Like I was, the fact, like my first shoe, at one point, I don't know if the numbers are still the same, but I think it was the highest selling debut shoe, signature shoe for an NBA player.
Wow.
So it outsold Michael Jordan, like when...
Jordans, I think even AI, who came after.
Was this 94? Was this?
So this came out 95, 94, 95 season. It just far exceeded my expectation.
Right.
Method Man wore the first shoe.
Didn't you like send him the shoes because you like wanted him to wear them or something like that?
No, so I sent some shoes to Tupac. I don't know if those were the ones that he wore
On the cover.
But what happened was, you'll get a kick. So I was in Atlanta, Peachtree Rim Shop.
Come on.
In Atlanta, and they were some guys from Detroit. They knew Pac, and so my shoe was coming out, and so I sent the shoes to them.
Oh, to give him the
And
Pac.
I think he was, I don't know, he was in it. He was getting ready to come out. It was the timing of it all, but he ended up wearing the shoe. I don't know if it was that shoe or a stylist.
Right.
What was your reaction to seeing that? Pac bringing the shoes out in the All Eyes on Me booklet.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like I was a fan of his, never really met him, never had a chance to meet him. But, Fila was also late 80s, early 90s, urban America. Like it was a thing.
I feel a tracksuit was a fit.
Like, I hated the Doughboys would wear it. Like the girls liked if you had a Fila sweatsuit and gear. Like it was sort of, you had that audience as well. It resonated with urban America in a lot of ways.
Did you have a Benz chain, man, to go with the car, man, with the Fila suit, man?
But they used to actually steal them off Benz, like in middle school guys.
Just the pendant?
Yeah, the pendant. Steal the pendant off and wear it. But that was like, Fila was a thing.
It's really interesting, like, from the parts that I've read in your book, and the dynamic that you had in the house with like your pops being the football guy, but being like a Renaissance guy with the art that he used to introduce you, like make you do all the different art. How was it designing those first two shoes? Like GH2 is one of the first sneakers I ever had as a kid.
Right.
I was Saucony and Fila as the first two shoes because they were affordable.
Yeah, the first shoe, I don't know if I had a whole lot of, everything happened. So I signed.
I would imagine.
And then I'm right into my rookie year. I wore a different shoe at first, but then, I was the leading vote getter in the All-Star game as a rookie. So there was a lot of excitement my first year, but when that shoe dropped, that was cool. But then the next one, these right here with the patent leather, I was more involved, and I met with designers.
Right.
And, we were off and running,
Of course, nice.
Grant, during your career, you have the ankle injury. I could see the scar from here. I got a big scar on my elbow too. So.
I got one here,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one right here.
Yeah.
See this one?
All hell scar.
Oh, God.
wow. Yeah.
We're going to pull our scars out
Yeah.
there.
You got one you can show too, or?
No, come please, finish. I'm not showing the cricket scars right now, man.
I guess in the NBA nowadays, it's kind of popular to blame injuries on the sneakers that people were wearing. Derrick Rose blows out his knee, and Jason Petrie at Nike says if he's wearing Nike, it wouldn't have happened. But people were saying, it was the Fila shoes. Charles Barkley made comments about it. How did you feel when that happened? I mean, obviously you're injured.
Charles.
But
I think for people, that's an easy, almost
blame the shoe.
lazy assumption to blame the shoe. I think a lot of why people jumped to that conclusion was, we didn't have social media. The internet was still kind of new. People didn't know, and they weren't aware of what happened. I think people assumed professional athletes get the best care. You see a lot of people like, wow, like I didn't realize that that's what happened. And maybe kind of could have sort of been avoided, but it didn't have anything to do with
shoes.
Like, if I were wearing any other shoe, I would have gone through this.
yeah.
And you bounced around a little bit too with some different brands, like toward the end of your career. I want to talk a little bit about, like, did you have a relationship with Nike at some point? And was there some thing set up in a contract where you would get a bonus if you scored a certain amount of points?
So yeah, I mean, I had 10 years with Fila, and then the relationship at the time kind of ran its course. Went to Adidas for a few years, then went to Nike. And great story, I'm glad you brought it up. So I'm with Nike, and I have like this performance bonus. And if I average 12 points a game, I got like an extra, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000, whatever.
Right.
And so,
Enough for a new set of rims.
well, exactly.
Exactly.
So going into the last game, now I have Steve Nash, Shaq's on the team.
Yeah.
We're not making the playoffs that year, and neither is Golden State. I'm at like 11.9 points a game. And so I tell the team, I'm like, look, I gotta get 27 points to get my bonus.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter, they're coming to me every time. Like they're coming to me
For
like
no reason.
like I'm back in Detroit. Now I'm 37 at this point. Like I'm
Let's
older
get it.
now.
Let's
So
get
they're
it.
coming to me and like I'm and I'm delivering, I'm missing, but I think I'm at 25. We're up maybe 8 points with like 20 seconds left.
Foul.
And so Jared Dudley, he fouls them, and everybody's clapping on the court. And like, so I go to the free throw line. It's like I was nervous for these free throws.
Wow.
And so
You're literally shooting for like $100,000.
Bill Knight is sitting there clutching his
I make
checkbook.
2 free throws with like 10 seconds left. I get 27 points. The guys on the team are all like clapping and excited. And like we're up 8 points. And like, you know, it's like 10 seconds left. So I don't think anybody understood
What was going
what
on?
was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bad sportsmanship.
So, but you know, my teammates, they came through for me, you know.
This
and,
is like the insider scoop that like Vegas needs to know, you know?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Whoa,
no,
whoa, whoa,
exactly.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah. No, that was but no, that was a funny story. And I got my bonus. So
Shout out to that, man.
hey. Yeah.
Throughout your career, you know, you talk about making the extra money off of that. How much do you think you've made off of sneakers?
A lot. After my first, I don't know if it was my first 2 shoes or maybe it was my 3rd shoe. Guaranteed royalties and guaranteed base salary. We were really rolling and doing well. Fila was doing very well. And so yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate that I made a lot of money and thankfully still able to generate some money.
And make me shoes. I want to ask you, what does it mean, or what is involved when it comes to doing like a lifetime deal with Fila? Like, I don't know many athletes. You got LeBron with Nike, and then I know you with Fila. So, like, what does that entail?
There's a history, there's a history there, and things I think because of my injury and not being able to play and to be able to come back and work with Fila, and Fila went through some times and had to navigate, I think, some choppy waters, but I think by the time I came back, like Fila was back. We're still sharing history, and it's like even this, like doing collaborations, and it's like I haven't like been an elite basketball player 22 years.
Right.
And to think that my shoe still sells, it's crazy to me. But it's fun.
Grant, every single week here on the show, we punish someone in the worst take section for something terrible they just said last week, as decided by the YouTube commenters. We make them switch out their shoes for something awful. This week it is my friend Matt Welty for his failure on the live stream. Welty's like at a natural advantage here because he used to work, in sneaker stores for years.
What, are you not lacing the shoes?
I gave up.
Well, I didn't realize that someone said that the date today is 6/9.
The date today is 6/9?
Yeah, 6-9. Nice.
So he gets to take off his shoes, and we're going to replace them with,
Da-da-da-da.
if you could pass these over to him
Oh, wow.
for the day. It almost looks like it says something on there, but I guess not.
Yeah.
It's like a
What brand
hidden.
is this?
I don't
That's something
think
you
it is
don't want to wear.
There you go, Welty.
Just wear them with confidence.
Grant, I've
Learned
seen
it.
that you've had shoes up for auction and whatnot, but have you ever resold any of your sneakers from through the years?
No, but I have like game-worn sneakers.
Yeah.
And I wish I was more diligent about keeping those, because a lot of times you would just, you play a game and you're in a certain arena and the ball boy, the locker room attendant
Sure.
would ask, could you sign these for me? Like, I wasn't thinking along those lines back then, but I do have some game-worn at my parents' house. I have some in storage. I'm too much of a hoarder to like sell anything. That's a thing now.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And sort of, you might own a pair and then you might flip them or sell them or whatever the case may be. Like that wasn't a thing 20 some odd years ago, but it's a thing now for sure.
All right.
My brother Grant, we also do a segment on the show. It's called Drip, Flip, or Skip. Drip meaning it looks good. Flip meaning that you resell it.
Okay.
And skip meaning that you don't rock with it at all.
Okay.
Our first shoe in Drip Flipper Skip is going to be the Nike Dunk Low Be True for Pride Month.
I think it's cool that with Dunks, be true to your school, and then flipping it on the Be True. I think that's really cool. But I've also said too, I don't need any of the Dunks that have been coming out. Just can't picture myself wearing any of the colorways, so it's just a skip for me.
Okay. Brendan.
I like these a lot. I think this is one of the best dunks that come out this year. Good Pride Pack shoe. It's a drip.
Yeah, I like them too. I like clean, I like simple right there. They look kind of classic. The message be true, you know, the symbolism of that. Yeah, drip.
All right. I'm going to say flip on this one. I just feel that they need to go do more for Pride. I feel that Pride is elevated to more than just rainbow colors. But I don't know, that's just me. I like to see the next version of something. Moving forward, second shoe is going to be our Tom Sachs Nike General Purpose shoe. I would call these the Brendan Sachs, but we'll leave it to Brendan Sachs, so I'll leave these alone. Grant, I'll start with you. This is a Drip Flipper Skip, sir.
Skip.
Okay.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, I mean, they just, it looks granola.
It's kind of boring, right?
Yeah, like, I don't know if it's a hiking shoe. I don't know. I mean, it just,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
Brendan, you helped make the shoe?
It's not just you, it's me too. This is a skip for me too, Grant. I didn't have anything to do with this shoe. And I know everybody wants to hear my...
I didn't know.
No, I didn't.
It's personal. It's personal.
He feels
It's personal.
Don't let them come between us, man.
He feels like an emotional attachment to that shit.
I have nothing to do with this shoe, but I know as a resident Tom Sachs guy, everybody wants to hear my opinion on them. I don't like them.
Okay.
Despite being a full-time Tomosexual.
Is it? Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Welty.
I mean, if the Tom Sachs guy says it's a skip, just skip. I was gonna flip it and sell it to him, but he doesn't want them. So.
Yeah, what to call it? If he's skipping, I'm skipping. Moving forward in the shoes, we have our Air Jordan 12 Low Golf. Grant, are you a golf guy?
Yeah.
Would you golf in these? If
Those are nice. Yeah, those are drip. I mean, now first of all, I have I have my GH1s and GH2s.
I saw that.
Golf shoes.
Nice.
With the golf clips on the bottom. So that's pretty cool.
I'm actually gonna say flip on these.
Okay.
Lately, there's been a big resale market on golf shoes.
Right.
Who would have figured?
They come with some heat. Shout out to our boys Eastside Golf.
Yeah, shout out.
Yep, same. I'm flipping for a grip. This is not for me, but I'll take the money. And did they make the golf shoes for you, the Fila ones, or did you do that yourself?
Yeah.
Or-
No, they made them. They made them for
very
me.
cool.
Shout out to Fila for that.
When are we gonna start selling those?
I don't know, John. When are we gonna sell them?
This is a drip for me. I'm biased as gold, and Jordan 12 is one of my favorite Jordans. And I want to get my golf game. I ain't started yet.
You
bro.
keep on saying, you've been saying for the past
Hey.
year that you're gonna
You
sell
guys gotta go golfing.
golf socks and then your big golf
We
cap.
haven't dropped the socks yet, so I'm not being
You
I'm not being
you haven't
bad.
put a club in hand.
You know, I got to get out there on the field and do my thing when the time is right.
Is it field? That's how you know he's not a golfer.
He's gonna get out on the golf field.
On the course, my bad, guys. Grant, we also do outfits on this segment, and there's no better outfits to do than Grant Hill outfits.
Oh.
Outfit number one,
Oh.
Air Rev, with the gang, with the squad.
ABCD camp.
ABC.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Are there any other players here that we don't recognize? Like,
Yeah, played in the league. So I'm third from the
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So to the second from the right is Jamal Mashburn.
Oh, that's okay. That's him.
That's Mash. To the left is Ed O'Bannon.
Oh,
played at
yeah.
UCLA. Dwayne Moore. Luther Wright on the far right. But yeah, that was 1988.
Man.
And we were at the Nike camp, and which was like the top 150 players in the country.
Was it a big deal for you to get free sneakers at that time?
Yeah, you get free sneakers there. That's amazing. I think at the time those shoes, I don't think they were in stores yet. And so, but we all got a pair of shoes. We got like a couple outfits.
Nike doing what Nike do.
That's it. That was it.
I got it. So, I mean, I must ask, drip, flip, or skip?
You know, it's funny. I got a different shirt on than everybody.
I was wondering, how did that happen?
Because I don't know. I showed up late. Chris Webber and I were at a 15 and under AAU tournament, so we showed up like 2 or 3 days late. I think they gave us like 3 or 4 outfits to wear. And so anyway, I clearly didn't get the memo. I say, yeah, drip. You know, that was that was drip.
Yeah, I mean, this is a super nostalgic photo. Air Revolution, an actual revolutionary shoe in Nike's history. Drip.
Yeah, and an underrated shoe too. I feel like people don't necessarily remember those. This is a drip for me. By the way, did you get to meet Sonny Vaccaro at the camp? Do you have
Sonny
fond
ran the
memories
camp,
of Sonny?
Sonny ran the- Matter of fact, Sonny, when I was in college, my junior year, I don't know if y'all remember this. This right here, this is retro.
Come on.
I don't know if he left Nike and he started Van Grack.
Yeah, Van Grack. Yeah.
And he sent me a
Rob
bunch of this
Strasser.
Van Grack stuff.
You had the original Van Grack gear.
I don't know if it stayed around. I remember Dikembe had a shoe.
Yeah.
Where Sonny was, I think he was leaving Nike going to Adidas, but
That's
at the
right.
time he was at Nike.
Yep.
This is a drip. First of all, I've never seen that many Nike Air Revolutions in one picture at one time. So for me, it's like, wow, this is crazy. 1988, come on, let's get it. Dream Team, outfit number 2. What a team.
Oh yeah, we were in Atlanta.
That classic shirt that the lady has on back there on the right, I've seen that shirt so many times, it's insane. That's a great polo shirt. First of all, it's such an honor to play for your country.
It's America,
Let's
baby.
start there. Once again, I'm gonna take it back to the book. Like, you grew up such a lifestyle that this means so much, you know what I'm saying? Like how does this moment feel for you, man?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, that's a great photo. I want that photo. That's a cool photo.
print it out
you
for
got
you.
6 Hall of Famers. I want to say each one of them had a signature shoe.
I love that about this.
You
Look
know,
at the diversity in the footwear.
Chuck had
Spalding,
he had his.
Nike.
I mean, Scotty
LA
had
Gear,
his.
yeah.
He had the glove. I don't know who Carl was with.
LA Gear
LA
at the time.
LA Gear.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, me get a la gear.
The 90s was the era of like NBA guys having their signature shoe. Penny was on that team, Shaq was on that team, David Robinson, like everybody had their own shoe. This to me, and I talked about it a little bit in the book, but just like this was an incredible moment. I was just finished my 2nd year in the league. I was the youngest guy on the team. Yeah, I gotta go drip, man. That was, first of all, I got on my Olympic GH2s, and so, but you got icons in that photo. It was an honor to be around those guys as a young head, and had a lot of fun, a lot of personalities. 2 of which you can, Charles and GP.
I mean, you got Chuck laying on his stomach in the photo. And
Yeah, Chuck.
Charles and GP on the same team.
Oh, man.
At this particular time in their career, oh my God, their mouths are ridiculous.
He had Shaq, he had Reggie Miller, constantly laughing.
Brendan,
Yeah, I mean, this is a historical drip. Like I said, the diversity in the signature shoes there, I love it.
Welty.
yeah, it's a drip. I mean, you got to represent for Duke better than Christian Laettner on the OG Dream Team.
I'm taking a photo of it because I might not get that photo from y'all. So
Oh, no, we'll send it for
I'll make sure
sure.
I get that
Yeah.
photo, man. It's classic.
No,
right
this is a drip all
classic.
across the board, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even seeing it, like, I don't even know how to appreciate it. That's why, like, once again, I take it back to the book. I look at it as like a perfect life, but like, that's just me from the outside looking in. From being able to come up in a household where it's like, buy the book, 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 buy the book. Even when
You
you
said buy the
doubted-
book?
Buy the book.
Buy the book.
Buy the book, baby.
Even in the midst of when you doubted yourself, you still outperformed
Right.
what you believed that you could even accomplish.
First of all, I am grateful. My parents, their accomplishments, their story, sort of just everything. Like, you don't appreciate it. I didn't fully appreciate it then. Certainly now as an adult, as a parent, like, you look back like, man, my parents were incredible.
Last but not least, in these outfits, though, let's get to that legend stuff. Like, what is MJ saying to you right here, man?
So this was at the NBA 75.
Yep.
And so I'll be honest with you, I was working that night. It was in Cleveland, this All-Star this year, in the 75-year celebration, the 75 greatest NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working, like, doing the, on the set in the arena. It kind of hit me, like, I was in my feelings a little bit. And obviously the team had already been announced, and I knew because of my injuries and all that. But 25 years earlier, I was there in 1997 when they had the 50 greatest.
Yes.
Wow.
And I was an All-Star, my 3rd All-Star game. And then also having, done the book and, like, gone through and lived through the injury again. And so, like, I was kind of in my feelings, and to be honest. And so I'm in the back, and MJ comes up to me. And so we had just kicked Carolina's butt. At
college.
Duke. Duke had beat, so I'm talking trash about Duke, Carolina, and he had nothing to say. He said, "Oh, you would talk trash now." And I was like, "Man, I talked trash when we were playing y'all back in the day." And so anyway, we had a little moment there, and man, I gotta take that photo, man. That's a great.
We'll send it to you. We'll send it to you.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I gotta ask. I mean, I feel like I could ask everybody: is this a drip or not? Here, guys, do we even have to go through that
Yeah.
stuff? I mean,
it's a drip because MJ's in. I mean, MJ, I'll say this, man, like, he's always been good to me. And, he, intense competitor, all of that, but he always showed love. He never talked trash to me. He would take me to dinner after games.
Killers, no killers, man.
He was a legend, man. So we you know, it's always good to talk trash to him.
Yeah, man.
And he had nothing. He couldn't say nothing because we had just gone to Carolina and beat him by like I don't know, beat him by 20.
Sure.
And so that was a funny moment.
Drip flippers come on.
I mean, what can you say?
Exactly.
Yeah, drip.
Anytime you could talk shit to MJ, that's exactly.
Exactly.
This is a super drip, man. You got it, Brendan.
Grant, before we get out of here for the day, we want to breeze to the comment section and see what people have been saying about us on YouTube for the past week, which is always a fun time. We have one from Tony fucking B saying, Brendan Dunne is seriously the Nardwuar of the sneaker world. Much respect for the real investigative journalism he actually does on every guest. Wow, thank you for that. Kelly Schnell says, I love this show, and that's in all caps. She says, I work in the sneaker industry down here in South Africa, Team Shelf Life. I know you were out there,
Cape
Trinidad.
Town.
She said she would love to see more women guests on the show. You're right.
agree.
You're right. Fair. Maurice McNair says, don't know how my algorithm knew I loved the show. I'm glad I'm late to the show because I'm now 100 plus behind. You got some catching up to do. Don't worry, we'll be here for a while.
Yes.
I just gotta say, I know,
Please.
but
No.
like I collect art, and I've been collecting art for 30 years. I never thought like sneakers would become like a commodity.
Yeah.
Like it is, and so it's just amazing to me. And the work that you guys do, I think, you know, in that lane, man, is incredible, and I know people appreciate it. So I applaud you guys
Thank
for
you,
that,
Grant.
and thank you for having me.
No, man, it's been a real treat.
Yeah.
I've been your co-host, Brendan Dunne.
I'm at Welty.
Trinidad James.
G Hill, Grant Hill.
She want every color, that's a full size. Full size. Buy a 6 for my kids, bought a 7 for my chick.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dad here, Trinidad James. Come on, guys. That's hundreds of episodes almost. Subscribe. We want more subscribers. If you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe now.
You know how upset I get when I hear that people aren't? Like, you're watching this and you didn't subscribe yet? Like, what? Just please.
But even if you've only watched 1 episode, or 2 episodes, or 3 episodes, or 4 episodes, subscribe, please.
Subscribe.
Do it.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Mama Jama with some thick thighs. She a number 1. Woo, hot fries.